He comes back. Hi, 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 hi there. Them summer days, those summer days. That's when I had most of my fun back. Hi, 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 hi there. Them summer days, those summer days.
I glide nine when I want to, out of school.
Party fair in the country sun, and everything is cool. Hot fun in the summertime. 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 First of the fall, and there she goes back. Bye, 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 bye there. Them summer days, those summer days.
Boop, 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 when I want to, out of school.
County fair in the country sun, and everything is cool. Hot fun in the summertime. 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 Morning. Welcome to Unity of Venice. I did that song, but Reverend Robin had said something last week, and she just sort of offhandedly said hot fun in the summertime, and I thought, oh. And so it kind of poked me. This morning, I did my usual early morning. I meet with a spiritual advisor, my mentor, and I went down there and I didn't have my coffee, so wasn't too happy about that. I had as we're talking, I had a pain. I had a chest pain. Anyway, it went away. And I also, there was a guy that came in. Usually we have a little private time, and there's a guy that came in, and he was. We meet in a church, and he was like talking to himself and swearing, and I was just not in a good way. And we were talking. I was trying to remember this expression that my mentor says, which is approach the present with your heart's consent, make it a blessed event. I couldn't remember the first word, and he clued me in, and so I just kind of left, and I wasn't feeling too good. And I was walking the labyrinth, very quiet this morning, beautiful out there. And I've heard people say, Jamie, you can start your day over anytime you want. And I want to say, hey, I got an idea. You start your day over whenever you want. That's my response to that. But I actually did it. I started to take a couple of deep breaths, and I thought, all right, kind of a funky start to the morning. And I actually sort of breathe myself into a little bit of peace out there, and it was so quiet. Usually you hear the bicycle riders going by talking to each other, or you can hear the interstate, but it just, for some reason, it was especially quiet. So I was able to, as my mentor would say, approach the present with my heart's consent. And today's going to be a blessed event, I have a feeling. So I'm really glad you're all here. We have Reverend Darcy. No, Dr. Darcy. Well, Reverend Dr. Darcy. She's back joining us. So we're going to have some fun today. And here's a little bit of Spirit is in this place. Why don't you join us? One, two.
Have come together as a family. We have come here as we are. We have come with arms wide open. We have gathered here in love. Oh, Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. Hey, can you feel it? Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. It's in everybody. Spirit is in this. The Spirit is in this place. Sing hallelujah. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place. Raise the roof with shouts of praise. Spirit's in this place.
Morning.
Hey, Lily, hit the mic. They're working. He's pressing all the buttons. All the buttons. Nope. I'm gonna hand him your mic. So you can bring him down.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Venice. My name is Jim Julian, and I'm a member of your spiritual care team. It is my honor to be assisting at this morning's service. Know that other members of the spiritual care team, signified by a blue prayer shawl, there's 5 or 6 of us here this morning, are ready to pray with you at any time, either up here after the service or any time this morning inside or outside on the grounds. It is my honor to be assisting while our beloved minister, Reverend Robin Ryder, is finishing her recent run of family events with a reunion this weekend. She wanted me to assure you that she'll be back this week and looks forward to spending the rest of the summer here with all of us. Yep. So, yay. Please join me in welcoming everyone who's watching us online. A little hello there, yeah. I also want to welcome anyone who's here for the first time in this Sunday celebration. We would like to bring you a packet of information about our church, so please raise your hand so our team can find you. And I will be handing out a necklace made of shells, which I'm told if you're wearing it when you get in line for brunch this morning, we'll move you to the head of the line.
Here we go.
Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. Did you know you're one with God for eternity? Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. Did you know you're one with God for eternity? Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family. Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. Did you know you're one with God for eternity? Welcome, welcome, I'm glad you're here with me. You're not a stranger anymore, now you're family.
Okay, so today we want to honor our altar flower presenter, who should be up here. Carol Egan has supplied the flowers on the altar today in recognition of gratitude.
Yeah, Carol.
And now let us begin our sacred time together in prayer. Sweet Holy Spirit, we so appreciate the opportunity to come together on this beautiful day, at this beautiful time, in this beautiful place. As we open our hearts to learn more about wisdom, we release any worries, quiet our minds, and are receptive to new ideas, insights, and answers. May the voice of Spirit resonate from our hearts as we receive new ways of thinking, being, and doing. And then may we be guided to right action. We are grateful and blessed. And let us close by affirming our Unity Foundation statement together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotent.
All right.
There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place, and I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. There are sweet expressions on each face, and I know they feel the presence of the Lord. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet heavenly dove, stay right that we have been revived when we shall leave this place. There are blessings you cannot receive till you know him in his fullness and believe. You're the one to profit when you say, I am going to walk with Jesus all the way. Sweet Holy Spirit, sweet heavenly dove, stay right here with us, filling us with your love. And for these blessings, we lift our hearts in praise. Without a doubt, we'll know that we have been revived when we shall leave this place. Without a doubt, we'll know that we have been revived when we shall leave this place.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I so enjoy that music, team. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name is Jim Thompson, and I'm blessed to read the Daily Word today. Our daily word is grace. With joy and gratitude, I welcome grace. The guiding, healing, harmonizing presence and power of God is everywhere present. Divine grace is mine whenever I say yes to this presence within me. I release any thought that I am unworthy of grace. Nothing I could do or fail to do would ever disturb my divine identity. Grace need not be earned, nor can it be bought. It is inexhaustible. No matter how much comes my way, I can relax in complete trust that even more will be available as I need it. Grace doesn't happen to me. It expresses through me. Just as I have been blessed to receive grace when I have needed it, I'm honored to be the conduit through which it flows to someone else, blessing them in their time of need. From Corinthians 2, 4:15, yes, everything is for your sake, so that grace, as it extends to more and more people, may increase thanksgiving to the glory of God.
Thank you, Jim. It's now my privilege to read an essential unity reading. Something I found when I was going through some of my unity resources is a poem from a book published in 1946. Some of you might know that my wife Marty and I have had some health challenges in the last few months. Challenge being like staying alive. And we are all good now, and all is swell. And thank you for your prayers. And so this one really caught my eye. This is filled with a lot of wisdom. It's by Grenville Kleiser, and it's called Health. Think health. Yourself as healthy see. For as you think within your heart, so you will be. Talk health. Speak words of truth and praise. And know that wisdom's tongue is life and length of days. Act health. Let manner, mood, and mind show purpose, poise, and power in high degree combined. Build health by thought and word and deed. Look high, have faith, endure, persist, and you'll be sure to succeed.
Just keep talking.
While they're figuring it out, I want to say again that I get to be here as a guest speaker since Reverend Robin is doing some awesome things with her family. And I just want you guys to know really that what an awesome, loving community.
Oh, look at that. The universe was like, until you say the right words. So truly bless you all. I'm Dr. Darcy Lord, and I'm just here for this week, and then Blessed Robin will be back. And again, I want to tell you guys the same thing I did last time when I was here 2 weeks ago. You guys ooze love. It's palpable. And for the people who were, here for the first time, one of them actually came up and knew me a little bit, and when they were here, and they came up and said, yeah, it was my first time. And the feeling of just feeling loved on and accepted, isn't that the coolest thing ever? So bless you all for that. My talk today is called Messages from the Universe. 3 ways the voice of your spirit loves to talk to you through your own inner guidance. But I want to start with this little story because it is just so precious to me. I have a good friend named Angela who doesn't, do this stuff. That's what she says. Do you have friends like that? And she called me a couple of months ago. It was just some insanity that had happened after the hurricane. And her heart was really hurting because there was a big mess up at work that was feeling really unfair and really totally out of her control. And she has a lot of meaning and purpose in her work, so it didn't feel, people were like, oh, just leave, just do, but that wasn't feeling exactly like what they were supposed to do. So, she calls me, and along with saying, gosh, my heart just goes out to you, and I'm gonna just be loving on you, and I'm gonna be seeing the highest and best for all concerned. And other than that, is there anything specific? And she was like, no, I just need to tell you, and you make me feel better, and that's all. And I said, hey, I know that you say you don't kind of know this, but I know that in your cells you know this. You are loved in a gigantic way from the whole universe. That which is your inner guidance, that which is the Spirit of God, whatever you call that, I said to her. I said, it wants you to have a life that feels filled up and magical and healthy and prosperous and good. I know that for sure. And just sort of off the cuff, I said, I know it's weird, and I know your brain is so bright and smart, but just be on the lookout for ways that maybe the universe is trying to talk to you. And she said, stuff like that doesn't happen to me. And I go, I know. Be on the lookout anyway. I swear to you, she calls me 1 week later, and she calls me, Darcy, you're not going to believe this. I said, try me. She goes, no, seriously, I am not lying. I'm not making this up. I went with some friends because it felt like I was kind of supposed to, even though I didn't have time to do it. And I said, I know you didn't. We were driving past some old buildings, and there was a banner on a building, a banner on an old building. Guess what it said? She said, it said, this is your sign. Everything is going to work out. Now, this from a person who says she doesn't believe it all, and I don't really care all that much about the sign. I love the universe, and I love God, and I think that's brilliant. Is that not a brilliant sign? For someone who is so pragmatic, and she was not into all this. But here's what I really loved. What I really loved was that message showed up for her in a way that could get through her rational, linear mind that could say, that stuff doesn't happen to me. A freaking banner on an old, dilapidated building that said, this is your sign. Everything is going to work out for you. And by the way, some months later, I can say it now, it wasn't super pretty. And there were some transitions and some shifts. But not only did she get to stay there, but when I look back, I won't say this because she's not quite ready to be like, oh, it was a gift. But what I'm seeing is like, wow, so now you get to do even more of that good that you really wanted to do and less of the busyness work that originally didn't feel like it was hers to do. So I think she's doing her big love out in the world even more. Isn't that cool? But, well, yeah, so people are saying, where's the sign? And on that note, I actually don't want to talk to you about the cool outer signs. I love cool outer signs. How many people ever see, Jamie, even a couple of weeks ago, you talked about this, walk in the labyrinth, when you see a feather? Anybody else, when they have a feather, they're like, oh, God is talking directly to me. I just recently got finished with an Audible book from Wayne Dyer's two of his daughters, and they are like, look, I am crystal clear. When I see a white feather, it is from Dad. Like, they know it. And has anybody ever had like a book, honestly, for real, like fall off the shelf at you? And you're like, okay. Or you're having questions or challenges and you hear a song or on the radio or beautiful people sing it and you go, and you can feel it, can't you? You have that like, oh God, I love that. But here's the real thing. You guys, we talk about it all the time in church. And we talk about it when we're in meditation and prayers, and we get it because we're in this spiritual community. You are one with the divine. Literally, you're the place where love lives. The voice of Spirit is talking to you all day, every day. And I remember it more when I'm sitting in prayer and meditation, and when's the other time? Sometimes we hear it. When we are in a really bad way, right? Because then sometimes we metaphorically get that like, all right, seriously, Spirit, I'm open. Are you with me on that sometimes? And I love that. But what I want all of us to hear, me included, is that the presence of God, the presence of love, that place where you and the divine are the same place, that place where we are love. You guys, we're in a soup of cosmic divine wisdom every day, all day. So here's what I just want to give you. And it's not rocket science, but I want your bright, beautiful brains this week to go, this is what I'm going to be on the lookout for. And it is 3 ways that your own actual voice of Spirit loves to talk to you all day, every day, through your own inner guidance. Because I love the external ones, but I'm hanging out with my own inner guidance all the time. I don't want to have to wait for the external thing. So be on the lookout for the fun ones that are external. And I want you to know that the voice of Spirit talks to you through your own thoughts, through your own emotions, and through your awesome body. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about. Is that making sense? Now, the first thing I want to say is, if you ever start having a moment where you go, I'm going to listen for Spirit, I'm going to listen and I'm going to shift some of the things that are bothering me, or I'm going to get more joyful in areas that I already love. We're steeped in a culture that still, we have this old belief that goes like this. It's one big pie. So if I get more pie, you get less pie. We know in here that that's not accurate, but I want you to know that sometimes those little negative voices still kind of go, am I allowed to have that much good? I want you to know, because you already know it, you are allowed to have that much good. You are supposed to have that much good and more, and when you do, you are a joyful inspiration for other people to do it as well. We need us to do it on the planet. Having said that, I want you to know that your Spirit's mantra is highest and best for all concerned. Highest and best for all concerned. So when you get a little guidance that you're like, oh, I think that was God talking to me. I think that was the universe talking to me. And it feels like, oh, maybe I get even more good. Or maybe some of those pains and sorrows get to soften more quickly instead of less. Maybe truly, literally, the cells of my body are going to regenerate and renew like now. When you get any of that, and if you go, I don't know, what if that makes it bad for somebody else? It is not the way love works. Can I get an amen? Because y'all know that? Okay, so hear that. Here we go. How on earth does the spirit of love talk through your thoughts? Because I don't know about you. I'm a real visual sort of person. So over here, I have my busyness mind. I love my mind. I love all of our minds. We can plan and we can think and we can write and we can create and we can figure it out. But when it's the ego, head, mind, brain, which I love, and it's a really cool tool. Do any of you ever have your busyness mind that you already know is making it harder for you to hear all the good that's yours by divine right? Okay. So we don't have to flog it, we don't have to be mad at it, we don't have to freak out about it. But I do want you to go like this. You guys, our beautiful mind, it was supposed to be the servant, the blessed servant, or the treasured assistant, if that bothers you, or the trusted servant of the Most High God within us, of the voice of love. So what we're going to do when it's chatting is we're going to go, thank you, but we're first going to touch in to our own spiritual alignment first. So, how does the voice of love talk to you through your thoughts? It is way less frantic. It's way less busy. It's way less wordy. Do you guys have like a wordy mind sometimes? I'm not kidding you though. Here's when you know kind of it's the voice of spirit. It sort of is a thought. It's shorter. It's much more profound. And it's balanced and it's calming. It also sometimes has this weird, cool feeling like it drops in. Has anybody ever had one of those cool things where you're like, whoa, excellent. Now, sometimes my busy mind, though, goes like this. Well, now I want to wrestle that thought to the ground and figure it out. But the thing when it's a message from the divine, when it's a message from your own spirit within and from your own inner knowing, Jim talked about, wisdom, that divine wisdom. You guys, it just plops. It's like a nugget. So when you have a nugget, I want you to just bless it, like, oh, I think that was for me. And the other thing I want to tell you that you already know, but it's helpful, when I'm working on a problem, and it's my busyness, is anybody in here working on a thing? Raise your hand if you're working on a thing of any kind in your whole life. People are like, no, I'm good. So when your head is working on it, it hardly ever happens that the voice of love comes in on the same train of thought. Yes? And it can't, because spirit doesn't need to use thoughts that drain us. It's a different vibration. So that's why all the stuff that we learn here, we do prayer and we do meditation and we walk the labyrinth and we listen to beautiful music and we look at babies and puppies and we be around people that love us and that we love. I want you to just go like this. All right, the first way Spirit talks to me truly is through my thoughts, but it is a different essence and quality than the busyness of the mind. When you get something that feels like it drops in or a download, and it's short, and it's like, I have a precious gift for you, and it's little, and it's short, and it's balanced, I want you to take that in. And then if you go, I want to know how to have more than that. I want more of those moments. All you're going to do is you're going to ask and exhale. We don't have to wait until things are bad. It's okay to ask when things are bad, but we don't have to wait. Kind of do whatever version, like, yes, universe. Yes, love. Yes, I am open and receptive. Everybody stick your arms out. Ready? Come on. Oh, come on, you can do it. Stick your arms out. Yes. They're like, I can't touch other people. Here. Here what we're going to say. Yes. Yes to all my good. And yes to beautiful messages that come through my inner knowing. So the first thing I want you to do is be on the lookout for the things that feel like they're different than the trouble situation. And when it feels like that, have this, oh, I got this. After you ask, a really cool way to hear spirit is to do a big, long exhale. I want you to pretend metaphorically that that's where the universe of good lives. Big inhale. Exhale all the way out. More. You ask and exhale, and you get yourself in a moment of like, I'm ready for more messages. The second way the universe is going to talk to you guys is through your emotions. I don't know where we got this idea that we have to struggle. And I know that I'm talking to an audience who no longer believes that, but are you around anybody who still really thinks we must get to our good through a boatload of struggle? The voice of the divine does not need your struggle in order to move you higher. Now listen, this is important. It can use your struggle. It can use your fear, and it can use all of our fear and our sadness. It can use our stress. It can use our anger. But it doesn't need it. There is nothing wrong with negative emotions. It is part of who we are. We are spiritual beings having a very human experience. That's part of the reason we can connect with other people, because we know that. There's nothing wrong with our negative emotions, but it is absolutely within us and our possibility to shift those. Here's a weird thing I want to tell you. The gift of love talks to you through positive emotions. When it feels good, it is good. And we're laughing because we did not get taught that. Does somebody kind of, when you go, oh, things are really good, isn't there often this like, well, you can just be picking yourself up by your bootstraps when it's bad, and you just better be careful because now the other shoe is going to drop. Don't we kind of have that weird thing? You guys, the universe is amazing. The love of it is fabulous. When you feel some renewing positive emotion, when you feel love, when you feel playful, when you feel excited, when you feel passion, when you go, oh, I feel such compassion and joy and love, any renewing emotion, I want you to just go, oh, when I'm feeling a renewing emotion, I am in cahoots with the Most High God. And I'm also in cahoots with the innermost God, with my own inner knowing. I want you to find things this week that allow you to feel playful and alive and loving and well. Do you have a prayer practice? Do you have a meditation practice? Do you have humans around you that love on you and you love them and you can be with them? Does anybody have babies or puppies or kittens or nieces or nephews that you see joy come out of them? What I want you to do is on purpose choose a renewing emotion. A little more peace, a little more joy, a little more happiness. And I want you to just know that when you get into any space that feels renewing, you literally open the faucet of love. And then here's another thing. When you're not even trying to, if there's a song on the radio, if you read something or you hear something, and you have this like, oh, that feels good. Everybody take that big breath and do that. Like go, oh, that feels good. I want you to know that that's the universe and the voice of love going, that was your step. That was it. And now I'm in amongst you. Comes through your thoughts, comes through your emotions, and then another piece is that it comes through your body. You guys, we have such awesome bodies. We get to wander around on the planet. A physician once said, if you're breathing, there is more right with you than wrong with you. How many people ever get God bumps? Goosebumps. We call them God bumps, right? Because we have that like, but spirit comes through you in more ways than that. Be on the lookout for things like, I was back in there doing my getting centered, and a thing I learned from Wayne Dyer years and years ago was he said, anytime he gets ready to do any kind of talking or performing or being in front, he goes like this, oh God, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve? Kind of gets the ego a little bit out of the way. That's that busyness mind. So that's normally my thing. But when I was back there and I was doing that, a thing popped into my head. Felt like higher than the busyness mind. It felt up there. And it said, just love everybody that you see. And I felt those big, huge goosebumps. And I also got, does anybody ever get like a zing of electricity that kind of goes down you? Where you have that like, and you have that like, oh, that was the universe talking to me. So how cool is that right before I came to do this, I was like, be on the lookout for your body messages. And so I got one of those little zings when it was like, oh, I'm just going to love every single person I see. Anybody ever get big tears? And I know we get them from sadness, that's cool, but don't you sometimes also get them when there's something inside you that goes, oh, that was for me? Sometimes a big breath happens. Our bodies are these awesome conduits of the divine. And here's the important part with that. When you get a message that you're like, oh, I think that was for me. That was a God thing for me. What I want you to do is I want you to go, wait, what was I just looking at? Or what was I just talking about? Or what was I thinking about? Or what was my perspective just then? Because that's your that was it. That is for you. And remember, your spirit, its mantra is highest and best for all concerned. So all I want you to do this week, and I know you already know this, but be on the lookout for the way Spirit talks to you with these 3 different ways. Through your thoughts, but it's not the crazy busyness thing. It's when it drops in and it has that feeling like, oh, this is for me. The same thing with your emotions. Let yourself be playful and remember that when you feel good, you don't have to feel good. It's okay to not when we don't. But it's okay to be vibrant and joyful. Somebody came up to me after I talked 2 weeks ago, and they were like, that is so cool that, we can kind of shift and love ourselves more if we're a little bit stressed. But she goes, my life rocks. And I just love my life most of the time. And I'm like, yes! It can play around with us and it can be good and more good. So when you have that moment that goes, oh, I feel a renewing emotion, know that the voice of your spirit is right there with you. And the other way, be nice to your awesome body. I know we all have things that we want to change. Be nice to it. You literally are the place where the divine is talking through you, and it's like your universal conduit. Those 3 ways. And I want to end with just a small little story that reminds us that it's important to listen to our little inner knowing and to trust sort of what you feel. And it goes like this. A mother was visiting her son for dinner. Her son had a female roommate. The mom had long suspected that there was maybe something more to it than just the roommate. During their lovely dinner, the mother could not help noticing the little looks between them, and she also noticed that the roommate was lively and interesting and quite pretty. So it made her wonder more. The son, being very tuned to his inner guidance and to his mom, volunteered, Mom, I know what you're thinking, but I assure you, we are just roommates. A week later, the roommate comes to the son and says, ever since your mom was here, I can't find the silver ladle. You don't suppose she took it, do you? And the son said, oh no, I doubt it. But I can email her just to make sure. So the son sat to write, Dear Mother, I'm not saying that you did take the silver ladle. And I'm not saying that you didn't take the silver ladle. But the fact remains that since you were here for dinner, we cannot find it. Love, your son. He got an email response a couple of days later that said, Dear son, I'm not saying that you are sleeping with your roommate, and I'm not saying that you are not sleeping with your roommate. But the fact remains that if she was sleeping in her own bed, she would have found the silver ladle by now, right where I put it, under her pillow. Love, Mom. The music team is going to take us into meditation. Please be playful with yourself. Please be loving. Please know the universe is talking to you through your divine nature. It is a blessed, beautiful thing. Thank you, guys. confused. Heavenly the way when I'm reaching for you. Will you meet me halfway? Blessings to our amazing music team. Taking a nice long inhale and exhale it all the way out. As we prepare our awesome bodies and our blessed thoughts and our mind and our emotions for an opening to the voice of love, to the messages from God within. Nice long inhale. Exhale and soften yourself into the chair that you're on right now. Allow these words to resonate as your own, if that feels comfortable for you. Blessed voice of love within me, I am ready. I'm ready for more messages. I'm ready to feel clarity and love and healing power that moves through me. I'm willing to be an open channel to love beyond my wildest dreams. And imagine right now the space of your heart as a beautiful sphere of light and love. Just see about opening that. I am open, O Spirit of love. It is safe to be open to the voice of love. It is safe to be open to the voice of love. And bring to mind now something that you are currently working on. It might be a challenge or a struggle or a real heartache, and it might be a celebration and a growth and an expansion. Just pick something that's on your plate right now. What is there for me to know or do? What perspective is indeed the highest and best for all concerned? I'm willing to be an open vessel for the call of Spirit through my own inner guidance. And I sit now in the presence of love and in the silence with an expectant and a joyful and an open heart. We are grateful, O Spirit of love. We are grateful to remember that we are sitting in a pot of love and of divine wisdom, and we are open to our messages. We're open to our guidance, and we are truly, truly grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Three beats. One, two, three.
I am a child of this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have aligned for me in the sky. I am honored by all life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving through me. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath, all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. Yes, I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to flow. Oh, I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. To every blade of grass, to every shaking leaf on a tree, to every mountain top, I sing of the glory of God moving through all, moving as me, moving as you, moving.
Well, thank you so much. Beautiful music from our music team, and thank you for the enlightening message, Dr. Lord. It's now time to joyously support our church with tithes and offerings. So will the ushers please come forward? For those of you joining us for the first time today, please know that your presence is your gift to us. If you filled out the information card in the packet, please drop that in the offering basket as it drops by. I now invite you to take your gift in your hands and let us join in the offering blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am blessed. Amen.
What are these? Oh, 1, 2.
Spirit, you're alive in us. You're alive in us right here. Spirit, you're the light in us, shining bright through us right here. Spirit, you're the love in us, reaching out with every touch. Spirit, you're the voice in us, rising up beyond the hush. Yeah, yeah. We feel it, reveal it. Believe it, it's Spirit. Spirit, you're the breath in us, breathing all of us right here. Spirit, you're the grace in us, calming every fear right here. Spirit, you're the peace in us, spreading out across the world. Spirit, you're the power in us, flying like a flag unfurled. Yeah. We feel it, reveal it. Yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it, it's Spirit. Spirit, you're alive in us. You're alive in us right here. Spirit, you're the light in us, shining bright through us right here. Spirit, you're the love in us, reaching out with every touch. Spirit, you're the voice in us, rising up beyond a hush. Yeah, yeah. We feel it, reveal it. We see it, believe it, yeah, yeah. We feel it, reveal it, reveal it, yeah, yeah. We see it, believe it, it's Spirit. We see it, believe it, it's Spirit. See it, believe it, it's Spirit.
Now, let us give thanks for these abundant gifts and for the abundance of all things flowing in and through this ministry and in our lives. We have joyously given, so now we open our hands and our hearts to receive our good. Heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, for that's the law, and so it is. Amen. Well, I have a few announcements before we close. The Brown Bag Bible Study will continue this Wednesday at 12:15, led by Reverend Robin. And the Tai Chi class is completed for the season, and it will be ramping up again in the fall if there is sufficient interest. And thirdly, I wanted to invite Darcy to speak about her healing meditation workshop in June.
Every third Wednesday, scheduled from May all the way until December, third Wednesday of the month at 6:30, we're doing a healing meditation that's over in the Love and Light Center. And here's two of the big pieces. One is when you go there, and Jamie said he's coming, and so he did beautiful music for us in May, and it was really, really lovely. It was such a part of being able to feel spirit, so thank you so much. And he said he's going to keep coming to do that. So this June, I know, right? So this June, it's on the 21st. It's the third Wednesday at 6:30 p.m., and it's not like a series. Just come when you can. I know there's lots of you going to fun, vacations and stuff in June and July, but come anytime you can, third Wednesday. There's a $20 suggested love offering, but of course nobody's turned away, and until December, all of that is going to go toward the church paying down the mortgage, so all of it. So, and the two pieces that we do, one is we really open our hearts to our own healing, no matter what's going on, whether you're down here on the end that feels like it's really hard, or whether you're like, man, things rock. Having our own ability to sort of open to even more good, we do that first, and then we take our own innate spiritual healing power and we radiate that out so that you all of us, are going to be being the receivers and also the awesome givers of that which, we know is true, which is possibility of awesome healing all over the planet. So come and join us. It's 21st at 6:30 in Love and Light Center.
Well, now is the time that we welcome in children. If there's children out there to be welcomed in.
Oh, there's children.
It's kind of iffy.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's sing the Boom Diada. Yeah.
I love the seashells, I love the sandy beach, I love the shark's teeth, I love the manatees, I love the whole world and all its sights and sounds. Boom diada, 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 boom diada. I love fellowship, I love to co-create, I love the Christ light, I love to meditate, I love the whole world, it's such a brilliant place. Boom diada, 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 boom.
As we close, let us stand and join hands and close the service with the peace song and the prayer for protection.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. When God as our Father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. All is well. Amen.
Very good.
Have a nice trip.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think,
Yes, we're
do you
recording.
think we should do
I
the
was like,
whole,
oh, good to see her.
all of each song, or should we just do like a minute?